In a world where vision meets purpose and leadership inspires transformation, one name stands tall: Honorable Adamu Atiku Abubakar, Sardauna Ganye II, a man whose life is defined by service and an unshakable commitment to progress. 5 decades ago in Lagos, Nigeria, a child was born to the family of Alhaji Atiku and Titi Abubakar. His humble beginnings shaped his vision and perspectives about life, making him as refined as he could ever be. Adamu's journey began with a thirst for knowledge. From Adesoye College to the halls of Middlesex University, he forged a path of excellence, earning degrees in marketing, management, and supply chain logistics.
I gave birth to Adamu, I think, around 11 a.m. in the morning at Island Maternity Hospital in Lagos. And growing up, we lived in Lagos for some time because of the nature of my husband's work. He was a custom officer. We were, going, it was being transferred from state to state. When Adamu was born, we lived in Lagos. And at a time, we went to Ibadan. Then he was a small boy. And, then later he went to St. Anne's, Kaduna. So when we were in Kaduna, I now told my husband, I said, it will interrupt, this movement will interrupt their education. That it will be better for us, and the children. Then I had Fatima, who is this Adamu's sister, and Adamu, that it will be better for us to be in Kaduna so that they can have a steady education. So Adamu had his primary education in St. Anne's Primary School and in Kaduna. Adamu had his secondary education in Adose in Kwara State. And he finished well. And he loves boys. He loves people right from when he was very small. And when he finished from Adesoye, he had to travel to London for his foundation. He did his foundation in London, and he entered the university in London. And they were all there. But anytime he comes on holiday, he never forgets his old friends.
After school, Adamu joined Intels, where he learned the ropes and mastered the arts for 18 years. From management trainee to acting deputy managing director (MD), mastering commerce, operations, and leadership, every of his footprints leaves visible signs of growth and success. Beyond corporate success, Adamu shaped industries as a boardroom strategist and investor. His rise was not by chance, but of the 3 C's: competence, character, and capacity. Apparently, for Adamu, success wasn't just climbing the ladder. It was also about laying new rungs for others to climb.
First and foremost, I think I would like to thank Almighty God for sparing my life and his own life too. To see him reach the age of 50. It's a remarkable achievement in my lifetime. To see him reach the age of 50. My joy is that he has turned out to be what I wanted him to be in terms of training, in terms of upbringing, in terms of decorum, and in terms of hard work, because I didn't give him an easy life at all. I gave him a tough training because I wanted him to be tough, to be responsible. And I thank my God, he has been able to achieve to my expectations.
First and foremost, we must thank God Almighty for sparing our lives to witness this milestone age of my brother and a very close political associate, Alhaji Adamu Atiku Abubakar. He is a very good networker, very humble, and he's a goal-getter. If you give him a task, he will deliver on the task. You can see that from the way he's been working as Commissioner for Works in Adamawa State with my brother, the Governor of Adamawa State, Governor Ahmadu Fintiri. And the achievements of this administration of Fintiri, particularly under the purview of State Ministry of Works, supervised by my younger brother, Adamu.
Beyond Intels, Adamu has served on the boards of numerous companies, including Adama Beverages, Rico Gado Food Nutrition Limited, and Orleans Invest Holdings Limited. He was also vice chairman of the Priam Group of Companies, solidifying his footprint as a corporate strategist and influencer. From agribusiness to infrastructure, his boardroom acumen transformed industries. Yet, the call of home grew louder, and in 2019, Adamu was appointed the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Energy by the Adamawa State Governor, Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, CON. As Commissioner, he became the driving force behind Governor Fintiri's urban renewal agenda, translating into reality the dreams of the governor in delivering roads, bridges, flyovers, and energy solutions that redefine the state. Just as he once streamlined global supply chains, Adamu now ensures Adamawa's infrastructure connects people, powers businesses, and unlocks opportunities. Undeniably, his leadership has birthed several energy initiatives, reshaping the state's power and development narrative. Simply put, as Commissioner, Adamu didn't just oversee projects, he delivered revolutions. The Sardauna Ganye II has become the face of Adamawa's renaissance.
I'm the Commissioner of Culture and Tourism and the Chairman of the Commissioners Forum. And I must state it here that Adamu Atiku is one of the best commissioners in Adamawa State, not only in this regime. We can compare him with the far back regimes that we have never seen a dedicated person like Adamu Atiku in the Ministry of Works and Energy. You can see the new Adamawa today working together with the good gentleman, Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri. Adamu Atiku is taking the priority of this government to the delivery point. Wherever the governor dedicated him, wherever need be, he do it with all-heartedly to make sure that he has satisfied his mandate.
It takes someone like Adamu to be given this responsibility of all this infrastructure we see around in Adamawa State. They all works from the Ministry of Works and Energy Development. So he has also acquitted himself creditably, in that field. This, I must give him the kudos. And even his performances on the floor of the Executive Council. I'm always very, very impressed, when I see him give his contributions on the floor. It makes me proud that this is somebody that I'm very close to.
And in recognition of his sterling achievements, Adamu has received multiple national and international awards, including the Public Sector Leadership Award by the National Productivity Center and the Ambassador for Peace Award by the Universal Peace Federation. He was also inducted as a Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, a testament to his legacy in infrastructural development and traditional titles from across multiple ethnic groups, adducing to his belief in the oneness of Nigeria, just as his father. In recognition of his unwavering commitment to leadership, community development, and cultural preservation, Honorable Adamu Atiku Abubakar has been honored with several prestigious traditional titles, including Sardauna Ganye II, Tafidan Jada, Sarking Sudan Shelling, Fiemi Bata, Ndakede Mbula, Nahama Nguraba of Lunguda, and Agudi Ebube Ndibo I of Adamawa State. These titles reflect the deep respect and administration he commands across diverse ethnic and cultural communities in Adamawa State and beyond.
Adamu Atiku Abubakar, who is the first son of the former vice president and the wazir in Adamawa, you know, seeing what he has done for this nation and for Ganye Chiefdom in particular, I think he saw among his children, Adamu being the first son, he has the capacity to be the Sardauna of Ganye. Immediately he was given this title. He tried his possible best to assist particularly this chiefdom in so many ways. He has been contributing to the socio-economic development of our people. Particularly, I can say he started even the Eid field, that's the praying ground, during Eid festival. I think he did some buildings there, and he has also empowered so many youth, particularly in this chiefdom. I think not only in this chiefdom, he has been moving around, even in the state. I think within the short period, he is known all over the state, being the first son of the former vice president. And in addition, he was even assigned the Portfolio Commissioner of Works and Energy. I think under the leadership of the governor, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmadu Umaru Fintri. They have done a lot. That's the assignment given to him. He has some huge projects that is being appreciated by all and sundry in Adamawa State. The flyovers, so many roads, infrastructure. So it was under him directly. The governor assigned him, and he did his job perfectly well. And I think Adamawa people also appreciated what they have done.
Beyond negotiating high-stake deals and identifying infrastructural gaps, Adamu is the co-pilot of the Abubakar's dynasty. Little wonder his parents and siblings adjudge him the man. For his siblings, no matter how busy he could be or tight his schedule, he gives them listening ears always. To him, success means nothing without caring for family.
What I remember most was that he used to, he was always protective of his other siblings. So if there were any issues about if they were maybe probably playing outside and somebody did anything to any one of the junior ones anyway, he'd actually tackle the person. He was always very protective, did not want anything to happen to them, and so he was that kind of child. That was a major trait that he had about loving his friends as well. Even in as much as he loved his siblings, he loved his friends too. So we grew up knowing that aspect of him. So even as he grew up, he hasn't changed. Even till now as a man, he hasn't still changed. He just likes people around him. So, and I think maybe that is a similarity that I'd say I've seen between he and his dad.
He is someone who is, first and foremost, I would say extremely generous. I remember since when I was young, every request I had, whether it was, when I was in school, I needed a new phone or, some extra pocket money, he was always at hand. And incidentally, he's never ever said no to any of my requests as an elder brother. So I'm so thankful that he's been there for me since when I was young. He's been also like a father to me. And so that's first and foremost. Secondly, he's someone who is extremely humble. He grew up at a time where my father at that time was not extremely wealthy. He was also an upcoming young government employee and then eventually a businessman. So he saw everything from scratch to where we are now. We would call ourselves people born with the silver spoon, but he came up at a time whereby he saw the rise of the family, and therefore he He grew up, he didn't grow up poor, but he didn't have the sort of luxuries at that time that when we were growing up. So I think that also built his character a bit. It makes him to appreciate where he comes from. So it keeps him very humble as a human being, as you can see. So he's very, very humble in the way he does his things. He carries himself with respect, and he gives respect to people, not just because he's the first son of His Excellency, but he truly understands the weight of the responsibility, bearing the name and also bearing the responsibility of being the elder brother of the family.
Adamu is undeniably his father's delight. This may not be unconnected to the many rough patches and soft sail they have had together as brothers in arms.
I wish him success. There is no doubt about that. He's my eldest son, because I look up to him to, taking up the family responsibility. It's a large family, quite all right. But I believe he has the capacity and he has the sense of responsibility to do it. He is the deputy head of my family. I am the head of the family, and we meet, all of us, we meet every year, and I brief them on all what I am doing, and I also tell them what I expect of them in each and every one of them.
He embraces people around him, and he coordinates and networks very well. He has this dexterity, and he's a very, very patriotic individual. So I believe that that stands him out amongst his peers.
There's nobody in the house, from his siblings, older ones and younger ones, that we don't, interact and we don't, come close to. Right from even before he got married to when he got married, and to this present day, we have been working together, and we've been playing politics together. And the crescendo was even when the father relinquished that coveted office of Sardauna Ganye and handed it over and asked that he be turbaned. And incidentally, we were turbaned the same day. While I was turbaned as the Namasani Ganye, he was turbaned as the Sardauna Ganye. So it was one of those memorable occasions, that both of us shared, in this, glamour and this responsibility of being advisors to the Gangwari II of Ganye.
Away from his family circle, Adamu Atiku is a promoter of social justice and equality. Beyond the titles and accolades, Honorable Adamu remains grounded, a family man, a mentor, and a believer in the next generation. And as founder and president of the Adamu Atiku Foundation, AAF, he champions causes in education, healthcare, good governance, and community development, changing lives one step at a time.
My education and work experience would not have been complete without having an opportunity working with somebody like Adamu Atiku Abubakar. And this is somebody whom we met here on a news platform after the election of His Excellency Right Honorable Ahmad Omar Fintiri sometimes in 2019. He came here as a young man and who is full of energy, full of experience for the private sector, to be our commissioner here. And I was opportune to have a very, 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 very close working relationship with him. And within the past 6 years, I've seen in him somebody who has the vision of making anywhere he is to be great. And somebody who has, within a very short time, he has almost mastered everything in this ministry. And we in the ministry were happy working with him because he has impacted a lot of knowledge to us, particularly on how to move a public-driven platform like a private enterprise. And nowadays, government platforms don't work properly. But here in the ministry, if you see the type of achievements we have achieved within the last 6 years under this leadership of His Excellency Right Honorable Ahmad Omar Fintiri, you realize that you have put a square peg in a square hole. And he has made our work very easy, very accessible, very positive in whatever he's doing, because for him, you dare not tell him no. There is no in his own activity. What he knows is that whatever target that was given to us by the governor must be achieved. And he is somebody that is moving around the clock to ensure that quality, transparency, and effective job completion is achieved within the framework of the activities that are given to us.
Everybody in Adamawa knows that Adamawa is a nice person. As far as I'm concerned, he's a good person, he's a good leader. Everybody in this state knows that he's a very hardworking commissioner and he's doing well. And even the government is proud of him because he's not a failure. He's somebody that is doing well, he's doing his work very well. Yes, that was no doubt about it. And I think when his son walk, nobody will say anything to Adamu, only that he will say that yes, he's a very active person. And he wants to do the business, he do it very well. He respects, he doesn't grow ego because he's Atiku's son. He carries everybody along in his life.
In life's journey, there are those who shape the future, not by words, but by work. For Adamawa, that man is Adamu Atiku Abubakar, a leader who turned vision into roads, hope into power, and service into legacy. And today, the same legacy is what propels him to attract him so many accolades. Apparently, as a believer of change and growth, Adamu has tested the waters of politics. His motive of going into politics is highlighted by the call of service to his constituents and, on a broader scale, Adamawa. This poise for change through politics is a replica of his father's desire to better Nigeria.
He is begotten by the best person that I have known, and he is so far the best of those of his caliber and class that I have known. And I wish and hope and pray that he will continue on that path, struggle to improve, be more open and more listening and more ready to improve like his father, and grow to be everything his father has become and even more.
What I know is Adamu Atiku Abubakar is the kind of person that carry everybody along. He is a unifier like his father. He unifies us, we as allies. He's the kind of person that is neutral. If you're a Christian, like our communities, when they want to do something in a Christian community, he will even send me to be his representative, to go and represent him anywhere. So issue of religion differences, he's the kind of person that doesn't have that. In short, what I would say, I would like to have a kind of Adamu's mind or a kind of Adamu's character.
Adamu, as a change ambassador, believes in the vision and aspiration of young Nigerians. Aligning his interests with the constituency is born out of the desire for change. Little wonder the drivers of this dream are made mostly of young Nigeria, cutting across diverse cultures in Nigeria.
His level of humility is something we cannot describe, especially when it comes to your question about youths. I can tell you, under my office, we've trying to get Kibla. He's the Commissioner of Works, of course. His duties are something different. It doesn't have to do with all these things he's doing. But when a youth appears before us with a talent, this is where you get his emotions high. He will ensure that this boy or girl is put through the right channel where he or she can, have their talents enhanced or showcased to the society or built upon so that it becomes something fruitful in the future to benefit the boy or the girl, their family, the society, and the country.
For every chapter in the book of the lives of Adamu Atiku, there are lessons to be learned, and those closest to him convey this best.
having experienced the public sector now from the private sector, at least he's politically prepared for any office that will be available to him to take charge of, because he has the best experience so far now. Because if you look at the achievement under the governor here now, almost I can say 80% of the capital projects is located under the business, and we have done wonderfully well. And under his leadership, at least that has prepared him enough politically to take anything in charge of anything. And leadership is left to God, or we pray to Allah to make things easy for him in his future endeavors.
People don't know him that well, but inside he's very content with what he has. He's not someone who, likes money like that. He's not someone who wants to be the richest person or wants to have, wealth, untold kind of wealth. No, he's very content where he is. He doesn't mind spending his last kobo and then staying like that. He's a very content person. So I pray that God gives him more contentment, and God enables him to continue to touch the lives of the people as he has been touching their lives, transforming people's lives, helping people, taking people out of poverty, empowering people. I pray that God gives him that opportunity to do that on a bigger level.
In the end, at 50, Honorable Adamu Atiku Abubakar Sardauna Ganye II stands at the intersection of achievement and purpose. His journey from global logistics to grassroots governance proves that true leadership is measured not by titles, but by tangible change.
Our wish is to give him more health, more strength to carry on the good works he has been doing, because as here in Ganye Chiefdom, we see him as a future leader, be it in politics, be in any field. So I think he's been groomed. At least in the future, maybe there are more responsibilities that may be given to him, or more responsibility that the community, the government, individual, even the NGOs, the private sectors may decide giving him because of his wealth of experience.
My best wishes to you, my younger brother, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shall continue to guide you, to protect you as you climb up to the 5th floor on this golden celebration. Remain what you have been, a very focused individual with the staying power, being able to galvanize and mobilize people around you, and remain committed to what you believe in.
50, one wouldn't say he's young. He is now in the middle-aged. He has now, you can describe him as middle-aged, and he still has the capacity to contribute, to this nation. And I am looking forward to the day Adamu will be sworn in as an executive governor of Adamawa State, or Adamu will be sworn in any office at all that God allows him to take after his father's ambition to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, before he hands the boot in politics.
I wish him well, and I hope and pray his future, the brother's future, he become a governor or become somebody in this country.
We all are praying for you. Your mom is praying for you, your dad is praying for you. So I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday, and just keep it going and just have faith in God.
As he steps into the next decade, one thing is certain: his greatest chapters are still being written. Happy 50 cheers to the man we are celebrating today.